Hello again, Gills fans. Welcome back to the latest episode of Gills in the Blood TV and what is our final preview video of the 2021 campaign. What a weird season it's been for absolutely everybody. Players, management, chairman, directors, fans alike. This COVID hit season that's been condensed has been really strange. Us as fans spending our whole time watching the Gills on iFollow via our laptops and TVs. And fingers crossed we can get back to a more normal situation next season and be allowed back into the Priestfield and back in our favourite seats. But a quiet week this week. Obviously no midweek fixture for the Gills with this final game coming up on Sunday at 12 PM against Plymouth Argyle. So a couple of bits to run through. Steve Evans' situation seems to be prevalent in the media at the moment. He's come out a couple of times and said that he's going to have talks with the chairman, Paul Scally, after the final game. Wants to know where he stands in terms of, are we going to continue to progress? He doesn't want to be here to just stay in mid-table. And I think that's fair enough. He's come in, he's improved us, hasn't he, since arriving. We were battling relegation for the previous 3 seasons before him and Paul Rayner turned up. And despite plenty of reservations on my part, he certainly improved us as a football team. He's made it better to watch in terms of winning football matches. And it's been nice to be looking upwards rather than downwards with a few games to go, even though the playoff dream did sadly die recently. But yeah, it's one to keep an eye on, and fingers crossed he will be here next season. I think the players that he can attract is a lot better than what we've managed in the last few seasons. And if you can tie those down to contracts that are already here, then that'd be another positive as well, because it'd be really sad, like I've already said a few times, if we didn't get to see this team in the flesh, the likes of Dane Oliver, Carl Dempsey, Jordan Graham, Alex MacDonald. But only time will tell. In other news, the under-18s took on Rochdale counterparts yesterday at the Priestfield Stadium and unfortunately lost 3-0 in the Youth Alliance League Cup final. But a brilliant run by Craig Stone and the boys to get all the way to the final. So credit to all of them. I'm sure they're hurting now and they'll be able to use that as they progress through their football careers. But still a really good cup run for the Gills youngsters, to fair play to all of them. And finally, the Gills in the Blood TV Player of the Year vote has been running, and I can give you a little sneak preview now, because this is breaking news. Dane Oliver has been crowned the Gills in the Blood TV Player of the Year for 2019-20, which is thoroughly deserved. 19 goals in all competitions, plenty of assists as well, excuse me, and it's been a really good debut campaign in Kent for Big V, as he's affectionately known by his teammates. So fingers crossed he's either under contract or signs a new one and we get to cheer him on from the Rainham end or wherever you sit next season. The Young Player of the Season is being launched today as well. To get voting on that, there's 10 contestants in that one, 3 groups, and then it'll go to a semi-final and final. Right, that is it in terms of news for the week. We move on to the preview of Sunday's game, which is against Plymouth. Unfortunately, though, I have no opposition view this week. I did message a couple, but nobody got back to me. But this is who we take on Sunday in our final game of the campaign. Get straight into the form then with no opposition view this week. Last 6 for the Gills. Lost, drawn, lost, 1 drawn, drawn. So unbeaten in 3, but it's only 1 win in 6. And that's the reason that the playoff dream did die pretty quickly, unfortunately, after March got us into contention. So it's 6 points from 18 available. So only been going a point a game over the last half dozen for Gills. That's the reason. You can see it's clear. In terms of Plymouth, our opponents, it's horrendous. So if you are a Plymouth fan and you are watching, you might want to turn this down. Lost, lost, drawn, lost, lost, lost. 1 point from 18 available in their last 6. Home and away comparative form. Gills have been spot on over the last 6 or 7. Last 6 in Kent. 1-1 drawn, 1 drawn, drawn. So 12 points from the last 18. I think if we avoid defeat on Sunday, we will match last season's 8-game unbeaten home run, which was in the middle of that 15-game unbeaten run that we put together from the end of November right up to the final home game in February before the season was stopped early. So that would be a great achievement for Steve Evans and the players as well. Plymouth, their away form slightly better than their overall form. They've got 2 draws and just 4 defeats in their last 6. So 2 points from 18 away from their own patch. They've stopped since Easter, it looks like, unfortunately. a few weeks ago, I put up a final table, my predictions over the last 6-7 games, and a Plymouth fan replied to me and said, I can't believe you've got us not winning another game. Well, if Gills don't lose on Sunday, that's happened. Wheels have fallen right off, disappeared off the edge of a cliff and fallen into the sea. They've got good players though, haven't they? They've got, like, Luke Jeffcott's their top scorer, got 18 in all competitions, but no goals since the start of February. Joe Edwards from midfield, 9 in 47. Niall Ennis is a good player, a youngster that I like. He's got half a dozen this season. But Jeffcott's the big one. It seems that his own form follows a similar pattern of the form of the team, and that's why they've ended the season so limply. But they are safe, and they will play League One football next season. Conceded 19 in their last 6 games as well. I think it's they got hit for 6 at Charlton. I think they conceded 3 in a game in 3 other occasions over the last 6. So is that something that we can take advantage of? We've generally been really good at home. We've had a goalless draw recently, but if you think back a couple of months or a month, put 3 past MK Dons, 3 past Ipswich Town, 2 past Bristol Rovers, scored 2 at home to Doncaster, 2 at home to Northampton. All right, we didn't win them games. So generally, we've been pretty clinical and pretty prolific at home over the last couple of months. So it'd be interesting to see. Team news is not out yet. I'm assuming the press conference this week will be on the Friday as the game's been moved back 24 hours. But I'm not sure there was any more problems aside from Ryan Jackson and Robbie Cundy. So fingers crossed they are fit for the final game of the season and get to play a part. If they are, my team would be Jack Bonham in goal, a back 4 of Ryan Jackson, Jack Tucker, Robbie Cundy and Connor Ogilvie, which is very harsh on Tom O'Connor, who was very good at Burton. But I just think that Robbie Cundy deserves to start. My midfield 2 would be Stuart O'Keefe and Carl Dempsey. 3 in front, Jordan Graham, Oliver Lee and Alex McDonald. And top scorer for Dane Oliver leading the line, needing 1 more goal to get to 20 for the season, which would be an absolutely superb return for a player that stepped up from League 2 last year. My bench would be Sacha Bastien, Tom O'Connor, Robbie McKenzie, Matty Willett, Tyreek Johnson, Dominic Samuel and John Akindi. But if there's a couple that can't make it, you can maybe look at the likes of Gerald Sithole or Henry Woods to go on to the bench. Final score prediction of the 2021 season, and I'm going to go for a home win, and I'm going to say Gillingham 3, Plymouth Argyle 1, and I'm going to back Dane Oliver to make it to 20, Jordan Graham to score again, and Dominic Samuel to get his first since coming back from injury from the bench. Right, that is it from me. Thanks as always for watching and listening. Thanks for your ongoing support throughout the season. Please remember to keep checking out the 3rd tier. Keep downloading Fan Hub. Be back Sunday for the final match day live of the season. But until next time, up the Gills.